Time now for the first of two 750 Motor Club Sport Specials races, and pole position man Clive Hudson is unable to take up his grid slot in his Eclipse because of problems in qualifying, so it's going to be Ben Shoulders on his own on the front of the grid, Paul Boyd and Rob Johnston on row 2. As the lights go out, the race gets underway, and you can see Shoulders there on his own. It is Caterham on the front of the grid. Good start made too by Paul Boyd from the inside of row 2 in the yellow Eclipse. Rob Johnston, who leads the championship coming into this weekend, trying to go with him as they turn through Redgate Corner for the first time of what will be a 13-minute plus 1 lap race. There was one car that did not get away, and that was Patrick Mortel in the Rogue Xenon. But already a very big lead for the Caterham R400 of Ben Shoulders, and a change for second place because Rob Johnston threw on the inside of Paul Boyd at Craner Curves. Turning their way through the old hairpin, then you can see number 6, which is Henry Gordon Finlayson in his white and black Westfield. But already the Gulf liveried car of Ben Shoulders, on his return to racing this car after some time out, he has a big lead. But it looks like Patrick Mortel's race has barely got off the start line. He is going to pull back into the pit lane, I would think, if he can get there. He's going to need some help from the marshals. Meanwhile, the leaders up at Coppice Corner, Rob Johnston and Paul Boyd, were dicing over second and third, but there's a battle going on here as well. That's the other Rogue Xenon involved. That's Leighton Norris, the turquoise coloured machine, and the purple car just ahead, well, that is Colin Benham in the STM Phoenix, and he leads Class B in the championship coming into this weekend for cars powered by the 1800cc Zetec engine. Field coming through then. This is towards the end of this first lap of this 2.5 mile Donington Park Grand Prix circuit loop. The pale green Eclipse you can see there of number 9. That's Leslie Wilson, the toaster driver. And she, like Rob Johnston and Paul Boyd, in 2-litre Duratec engine cars. Those two going side by side on the run up to Redgate, but scrapping going on down the order as well. The next car through looks to be Wayne Rothwell in his Tiger GTA. Then it's Nigel Brown in car number 4, the Silver Phoenix, the white and blue car. And a moment there for Harry Gordon Finlayson, and he has a spin around at the top of Redgate, and he loses a couple of places. Leslie Wilson and Colin Benham go through. Leighton Norris will probably be able to accelerate past him as well. So Boyd and Johnston have changed places again. Johnston having won Class A in all 4 rounds of the championship so far. We saw the action at Brands Hatch at Pembrey. Johnston took a double victory there, including memorably from the back of the grid, starting from the pit lane. He went from the back to the front in very wet conditions. The ex-Formula 2 stock car driver revelling in the wet, it seemed. He's in 3rd place on the road here though, behind the Paul Boyd Eclipse, car number 33. Boyd lying 2nd in the championship, or 3rd I should say in the championship as far as Class A is concerned coming into this weekend. Now the recovering Gordon Finlayson is challenging Leslie Wilson there as they head down the Dunlop Straight towards the Fogarty S's, the left and right flick. So down into the Melbourne hairpin, it's still Leslie Wilson ahead, one of the lady racing drivers with the 750 Motor Club here at Donington Park this weekend. She's still ahead of number 6, Harry Gordon Finlayson, who had that spin. Making their way along the straight towards the next left-hand hairpin at Goddard. Is Gordon Finlayson able to find a way through there? No, he's not. Good to see some of the Westfields racing in the Sport Specials Championship now. Of course, the Westfields used to have their own standalone championship. Here's a good fight. It's Nigel Brown, number 4, the Formula official for this championship, and number 12 is Anton Landon in the second of the Cyanas, the Cyana Mark II. Rob Johnston a bit further up the road, also in a Cyana. Anton Landon is in Class A, so is Nigel Brown. Both of them with these very reliable, quite powerful Duratec engines then. Brown takes the line for Fogarty. And now Leslie Wilson trying to keep Colin Benham at bay, but there's a tangle there, I'm afraid, as they come out of the old hairpin. Benham spins round on the grass. He's going to get going again, not too much damage to his car. Leslie Wilson is going to pull up against the tyre barrier, I would think, towards Schwantz Curve. I think the damage to her car is going to be too bad for her to continue. No, she is continuing on for the moment at least. So she rejoins the circuit, but no, a hand in the air, she realises that something is broken on the car, and she's going to be out of the race. Here's this fight between Anton Landon and Nigel Brown down at the old hairpin, heading towards Schwantz curve, and well, it looks like the front end goes around there on Nigel Brown's car, number 4. He has a moment onto the grass, but I think he's going to be able to resume the race. He has lost another position though, and another, and these spins can be very costly. Meanwhile, Ben Shoulders on the final lap of the race. Well, he's been absolutely dominant here. We don't see him out very often. He used to race in the 750 Motor Club's Caterham 7 Championship when that ran a few seasons ago. But Caterham's mostly very welcome into Class C of the Sports Specials Championship now, providing their brake horsepower is less than 340 per tonne. Shoulders comes out of the final corner, sees the checkered flag and takes it to win round 5 of the 750 Motor Club Sports Specials Championship. There you can see Leighton Norris coming through a lap down, but who's going to be second? Scooting through on the inside there is Rob Johnston to get the place away from Paul Boyd, who's very sideways coming out of the corner. He fishtails alongside to Rob Johnston now, and who's going to get the verdict? It's just going to be Paul Boyd by 8/100ths of a second. Well, what a fantastic final corner or so of that race that was, in the battle for second position, and Rob Johnston defeated within Class A for the first time this season. So Ben Shoulders getting the win by more than 15 seconds in the end, but only 8/100ths split the next two cars, Paul Boyd and Rob Johnston. Anton Landon 4th, Wayne Rothwell 5th and 2nd in Class C. Winning Class B in his Raw Striker in 10th position overall was Paul Cooper. Ben Shoulders, no surprise, he got the fastest lap, a 1 minute 44.86. Race 2 of the day for the 750 Motor Club Sports Specials Championship, and you'll see this time the bronze coloured car on pole position. That is the Eclipse of Clive Hudson. It's good to have him back for this second race of the weekend, which gets underway now. The field heads down towards Redgate Corner for the first time. Ben Shoulders there on the right hand side of your picture. Can he get the best start to this race? So trying to sweep in front of Clive Hudson there to take the lead of this race away from the pole position man who's got his car fixed, and he's done it. So Ben Shoulders goes through, Hudson is second. It looks like Paul Boyd is third, almost level pegging with Rob Johnston there, picking up where they finished off in the earlier race. Down towards the old hairpin for the first time then. It was a corner that caught out a few people during the earlier race. Let's hope there's no such incident this time through. I do notice, however, that Harry Gordon Finlayson and Leslie Wilson, who both had mishaps during the course of that first race, they haven't been able to take the grid for race 2. Up at McLean's, field streaming through, there's number 4, Nigel Brown, one of the stalwarts of this championship. There's Johnston going through, and he looks to be just ahead of one of the Tigers, I think that was, Steve Quenby possibly. There's Dave Roberts coming through in his Silver Phoenix. You can see 2 of the Rogue Xenons there, and they're both ahead of the Class B car of Colin Benham, Class B leader coming into this weekend. He makes a place on the Class C car, the less powerful car of Leighton Norris. Those Rogue Xenons derived from Toyota MR2 running gear. There's a battle going on. It is the 91 car of Steve Quenby that's lost out there to Anton Landon through McLean's. Now the climb up towards Coppice Corner. The gradient here at Donington Park is one of the things that makes it a really attractive and challenging circuit. Out of Goddard's come these two. They're battling for 3rd and 4th positions overall. They're pretty much inseparable, aren't they, as they cross the line that time. I think it was just Johnston, number 82, with his nose in front. Is it still the case as they get to Redgate Corner? Yes, it is. So it's still Johnston there in 3rd place. In 4th place, it's Paul Boyd, therefore. And they're now making their way down the Craner curves, having a great fight here. And they've been doing this all day. Further up the road, Ben Shoulders and Clive Hudson have made their escape a little bit, and it's surprising really not to see Boyd and Johnston having gone with Hudson. Up through Schwantz now to the right-hander at McLean's. Paul Boyd still trying to find a way through. He's about 2 or 3 car lengths back here as they make their way up towards the right-hander at Coppice Corner, which is an overtaking opportunity. Double apex corner, of course. Find the second apex now, and then down the straight, and they're pretty much side by side here, but the next corner's a left-hander. Boyd has gone through though already as they pass, I think possibly the Adrian Cooper car going into retirement. Johnston comes back down the inside into Fogarty S's. I think he's gone through. Meanwhile, here comes Ben Shoulders out of Goddard's, just about to do a bit of lappery, and he sees the last lap board now. And there is Clive Hudson, so you can see the gap from first to second. It's more than 5 seconds. I don't think Shoulders' overall win is going to be in doubt, but don't forget it's only his first race meeting of the season. This is the 6th round of the championship now to 14. Down towards Melbourne hairpin for the final time comes number 17 then, Ben Shoulders in this Caterham R400. He's going to put a lap there on Colin Benham, I think, as he makes his way up towards the left-hander at Goddard's. They both move across to the right-hand side of the circuit. So you take the apex on the exit of the corner, and here comes Ben Shoulders, and for the second time today he takes the checkered flag in the 750 Motors Club Sport Specials Championship. Clive Hudson in the background comes through to take second position overall, and more importantly perhaps win Class A, because points are scored within each individual class. Now there is still a battle to be decided here for 6th and 7th positions as well. It's for Class A Honours 2. It's between Nigel Brown and Anton Landon. Mark Cousins as well in his orange Westfield with the novice cross on the back of his car is in there as well. Up towards Goddard's they come, and Landon trying to get alongside Nigel Brown there, but he's not been able to make that work. Both of them very experienced drivers in this championship now, and they come through to take 6th and 7th, and just ahead of them in 5th place was Wayne Rothwell in his Tiger GTA. So let's take a look at the results of the second Sport Specials race of the weekend. It was Ben Shoulders that again took the win by 5.9 seconds from Class A winner Clive Hudson. Paul Boyd and Rob Johnston were 3rd and 4th. As far as Class B was concerned, it was Colin Benham in his STM Phoenix that took the honours. Fastest lap once again to Ben Shoulders. This time he went faster, a 1:43.66.